This is my walking challenge. Since last summer, I've seen a steady decline in how many steps I take. I mean, I've been doing regular workouts. When it comes to this basic human, healthy activity of moving your ass, I've been a lazy bum. I mean, come on, 4,000 steps on average. Pathetic. There's also a health crisis in the world, with about 10% of all premature deaths worldwide being a direct result of a lack of physical activity, making it one of the top 5 biggest risks to our health. So what time is better than now to kickstart my movement back into gear by doing another challenge and sharing the experience. So for this one, I won't be doing a regular 10,000 step challenge, but I'm going to crank it up to 100, or rather 25. And I'm going to do a 25k step challenge. I'm going to do it for 7 days and see what the results are. All right, let's get into it. First things first, what to expect of walking according to research. I'll keep this short because this isn't a lecture, but walking will reduce stress and anxiety, improve cognitive function, reduce depression, and increase creativity. It helps with prevention of chronic diseases such as strokes, heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer, as well as helps with weight management, improve cardiovascular fitness, and improve bone health. Now, I'm generally quite a fit individual, so I'm not the most at-risk person when it comes to these chronic diseases and such, but I am very interested in the potential psychological and cognitive benefits of this challenge, and it would be cool to shred down a bit. On day 1, I started by weighing in at just over 84 kilograms. I also took a recording of my physique before the challenge to compare it to my physique after 7 days of doing this. And yeah, I'm gonna put the watch on now, so this is the official start of the challenge. Let's go. So I'm trying to be smart about this, making breakfast right now, and I decided to just keep walking. That way I can already get in like 1,000 steps just right at the beginning of the day, because yeah, 25k steps, that's quite a lot. So I'm gonna have to play it smart, just like be efficient with it, really. Going on another walk before lunch. Of course, I picked the worst week ever to actually do this challenge because it says it's going to be rainy the whole week. But yeah, it'll be fine. I'll just be listening to podcasts. I'm still practicing my Swedish. These walks are actually a perfect opportunity for that. So yeah, you know, 2 birds. I still have to do like the last 7,000 steps. So I drove to a little mini lake here in Hanover in the center. Just gonna walk around it. It's 9 o'clock at night. Not the most fun thing, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. I don't like this challenge. And honestly, my fucking feet hurt already. It's the first day. I got 6 more of this. And there's like challenges on YouTube where you do 100,000 steps in a day. I'm like, how even? How is that possible? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this for like 7 days, but let's see. Day 2 tomorrow. Yay. On day 2, I worked a bunch and had a lot of steps left when I went on an invitation to a restaurant, meeting up to go there a bit further away from the house to get extra steps in. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I only have like 6,000 or 7,000 steps done yet. Still have quite a lot to go today.
A few moments later.
I still had about 8,000 to 9,000 steps left after a restaurant with just about 2 hours left before midnight. I am an idiot. I don't know how to plan these steps in a day. Another walk in the dark. Or another episode of me just being a silly bitch. On that walk with 6,000 steps left, I hurt my foot by twisting my ankle and walking too much in bad shoes up until then, making me limp, basically. I figured out that if I jogged, it didn't hurt quite as much. I honestly feel absolutely pathetic. I've never jogged as slowly my whole life, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do to get the challenge done. And I could have just walked home, but I don't want to do that. I started a challenge, almost done with day 2, so kind of just want to keep going and get it done. Another 5,000 steps probably at this point. Let's go. Day 2. The day after, I had a hiking day in the Harz Mountains planned, so I was worried the pain would come back. It's hiking day. My foot still hurts, but it's actually quite okay now, and I'm just gonna try to take it easy today so I don't injure myself. Hopefully it'll be a lot easier to get to 25,000 steps today. All right, let's go. Another stop. I don't want to look at my step count because I just know it's going to be way too much. I probably have at least 15,000 steps left. What's the saying? There's like a saying, right? No point in postponing the inevitable. So dramatic. All right, here's the situation. I got back from a day of hiking. Obviously, because 25,000 steps is just a ginormous amount of steps. Even with the hiking day, I still need to do about 5,000 steps. So gotta get a move on. Not gonna lie, walking in the middle of nowhere during the night is quite creepy. There's literally nothing around me for the next kilometer or more. On day 4, I was going to try a bit of a different approach because I didn't want to end up having to do another 10,000 steps by the end of the day and then rush through them like an idiot.
You're an idiot.
But of course, despite all my calculations, I still got swept away in work. So before I could go on my movie night, I had to make up for being a bit behind on my step schedule. So I went out for a light little sunset jog. It was one of the only moments where it wasn't raining, so I was grateful to have that dry window outside with an actual beautiful sunset. This was probably one of the 2 most enjoyable parts of the whole challenge, despite almost slipping and falling on my ass in the mud at one point. Poop. Aw, little Bambi on the road. There's a whole bunch of them. Day 5, I managed to stick with my schedule properly for the first time. Better late than never, I guess. So I just gradually did steps throughout the day, adding them up to 25k slowly but steadily. I also felt like I needed it because my foot pain wasn't going anywhere at this point, making it really unpleasant to walk. Alright, it's day 6. I just went on a walk. Yesterday I took a little easier in the sense that I didn't go for a jog. I thought that would help the recovery of my foot a little bit because it kept hurting ever since that second day. But now I went on that walk and I just shot back in. Very sharp pain. Problem is I still have 15k steps to go. So I took a painkiller now and I'm gonna apply some cream like this on my foot and just try and go for a jog because that actually hurt less on that second day when the pain first started really badly. I managed to complete that jog, albeit with pain in my bad foot as well as the other because I was leaning more on it to compensate for the other one, but I managed to push through. Day 7 and the final day of the challenge started off a bit more gradually. So I managed to get in about 5k steps by the middle of the afternoon when I decided to spice things up a bit because it was the last day and I did a bit of a crazy workout session. I'm gonna do a normal workout. What I'm gonna do is between every set, I'm just gonna run 500 steps and just basically I'm gonna do 20 sets in total for this workout, and then between every set, I'm gonna do 500 steps of running. It's a bit like a CrossFit training on the last day. I wanna end off with a bang, I guess. After this, I should probably have 15k steps in, so let's go. Keep going. Just channeling that inner David Goggins. He's always keeping an eye on me.
You got sore legs. Get out of your head and stay hard.
I pushed it to about 17k steps by the evening thanks to that workout, going on another 2 little walks to successfully complete the challenge. So, what did I think of this challenge? Well, one thing is for sure, it ain't fun. 25,000 steps every day is just too much to do sustainably over a long period of time if you have a sedentary job and you have to work a lot of hours. I had some enjoyable moments throughout the week for sure, but as a self-employed person running a media agency and also being a video editor, having to cram all those hours of walking in my day on top of my work is no easy feat, especially on days where I had something social planned, like hanging out with friends or going out for dinner at a restaurant in the evening. It was just really damn annoying to be thinking about how many steps I still had to do in that day. Granted, I probably could have planned it out better at some point, but like most of us, I get lost in the flow of my work sometimes. Now, what I do think is that the recommended number of doing about 7 to 8k steps a day on average is a good idea, and having completed this challenge, 7 to 8k steps is like a walk in the park.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
So I am gonna try and make that my average again like it was prior to the end of last summer. I also definitely noticed a certain increase in mental clarity and creativity from spending all that time outside and being physically active. I noticed that I could focus better for longer periods of time, which was actually really great. Surprisingly, I also didn't feel like I was much hungrier generally, except maybe on that last day where I did that crazy workout. So for weight loss, I think it's definitely a good idea to walk a lot. I was already at a point where my body fat wasn't super high, and just with walking, I lost 2 whole kilograms or 4 pounds in the span of a week. And for me, coincidentally, that's actually really great because now I can comfortably push on to the end of my next swimming challenge, where I wanted to cut down a bit in the last weeks to complete the sprint at the end of the challenge. Lastly but never least, as with my previous ones, completing a challenge despite the hardships and the annoyances is probably still the best thing about it for me. Every time it just proves or reaffirms that I can stick with something and I can just go through it to the end, which is great because it boosts confidence and it gives you that sweet kick of dopamine that few other things can give you upon completion. All right, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Stay consistent and see you again soon in the next one.